Hi, welcome to my Suzuki here in Yorkshire, and it's a quick ad hoc video because we've got a customer's JB74 in to underseal. It's been undersealed. It was undersealed about 4 years ago, and he's a little bit concerned. He wants it checked, and he wants any bits that weren't done to be done. And what I want to show you is why it's so important that the bumpers come off. I say this for the we do an awful lot of the Mark 3s. This is a Mark 4. We do Mark 4s too. All of them should be done from inception. The JB74s, as soon as you get it, the new ones. The JB43s, which are the Mark 3s, should be done as soon as you can. If you're getting an import, if you're getting a car from us, should be done when it's brought in, or it's never too late. But I'm going to show you now why the bumpers need to come off, and if you can, the back box off as well. Here we are. Look, as you can see, very well signposted. We've got JB74. Back box is off. The customer really looks after this car. Pride and joy. He's had some accessories on. He's got a bit of a lift kit going on. He's got old man emu, got braided hoses and everything. The bumper was never taken off when this was. It was treated with Dinitrol, and as you can see that line there, that's because it's just from underneath. You cannot get to certain aspects of it, and this is the bit. It's not horrendous, it's not a horror story, but as you can see there, and if you can probably hear it, we're gonna pull that off to get behind it, treat it, give it a bit more of a. But it's beginning. It is the beginning of the end. It's a long way off now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to scare anybody and say it's on its last legs, but what you got to remember is this is a 4-year-old car. This is a 4-year-old car, and this car, the owner, absolutely loves this car. Wants the best for it. When it was originally done, the back of the brakes weren't done, the diff wasn't done, and if nothing else, I'm not saying the diff's going to corrode, fall to pieces, and it's going to be a scrap car, but it's got a lift kit on. It's got a nice lift kit on. What we're going to do, we're going to get some product and we're going to clean all this. Hopefully it'll leave the stickers on, but we're going to try and get this, clean it all up. But from behind, when you see it, because it's got a lift kit on, it's a little bit higher, looks nice with that. This just lets it down. This the beginning of surface rust. You really need the back box off, sorry, to get to places that you just can't get to. See up there? No product got into there because it was unable to get into there. We've got other places, for instance, just down in there. Down in there, I really don't think you're going to be able to see in there. But there's no product in there. And these are the things. It's a bit weird. There we go. That was me. I changed the temperature back and I was trying to zoom in and out. These are the things that need addressing, because that bolt there, when it comes to it, left any longer, it's going to be a nightmare. Get some product on that. It will. We'll treat any bits of rust that we see with the rust converter, and then we'll put the product on it which has a rust inhibitor, and it will hopefully stall. If not, try wind the clock back a little bit on this, just on this surface rust. And again, I don't want to say that this is a basket case, because it's not. It's a lovely car, it's in great condition, But as you can see, it's a 4-year-old car which has had an underbody treatment, but it just could have done with being more thorough. And it's this sort of thing. Those threads need product on it. This needs product on it. You know what I mean? It's the end and it's starting. It just, if nothing else, it looks unsightly. And also, this is for the owner to have a look at, so you can see what we're taking off, what we're doing, how we're doing it. We'll shoot some a little bit more. We'll do it as we've got the front end to take off, see what's going on there. A bit of an update when we do that one. Okay, so here we are, all wrapped, ready to go. Almost ready to go. Still quite a bit of masking to do yet. But the bumper's off, the front end's all masked up, and on the face of it, not got a lot going on the front end there. Little tiny little outbreaks of rusty brown, but nothing that looks like it drastically needs addressing if it hasn't been done. However, slight different story under here, and this is, as you can see there, it's all this will be taken back, sprayed with rust converter, but such as, if you can see hopefully, such as the threads on that bolt, the threads here, all the adjusters here, and the back of the brakes. Now the issue that we've got is, normally what we will do is we'll mask to there, just to there, and completely shroud all the brakes with all this masking, just so that there's no chance whatsoever of compromising the braking system, because obviously that is a safety concern, and that is something that we don't really want to get involved with. What the ideal thing for this is, probably strip it all down, calipers, disc, everything off. Disc could do with painting, everything else needs a good rub down. What we'll probably do is give it some wire wheel and maybe put some grease on it. I'm certainly not comfortable just spraying straight onto in and around the brakes, because it is, like I say, it's a safety concern. Glad I did this video, because normally we don't get to see cars as new as this. This is a 4-year-old car. It's a 4-year-old car, and it has had an underbody treatment. It had an underbody treatment probably about 4 years ago. So it wasn't far off new when it had the treatment done. But for some reason, there are a lot of items that were just not done. I'm not here to call anybody else's work, because other people do what other people do. The main point I'm trying to get at is this: if you are going to have this, if you're going to have your car undersealed, you really need to know exactly what it entails. And hopefully, I'm just going to move to the back and show you now it's up in the air. It's not what we do, if you've seen the videos before, we do it right onto axle stands to get to anywhere behind the wheel, and then take it a lot further in the air to go underneath. So I'm not going to go underneath, but I'm just going to show you the around and about the diff, rear axle. And again, do you know what I mean? I'm not saying we should ring the breakers and ask them to give us a price for it, but If that was done at the time the underbody was done, it would have product on it and it wouldn't be rusty. The inner arches still got the product on which was originally put on, which was Dinitrol. We're going to put some more on. We're going to put on any on anywhere that's been missed. We've not been tasked to do the chassis, the inner arches. We've been asked to do all the parts that have been missed like this. And to be absolutely honest, it's, on the face of it, you would think it's an easier job, and it's not. It's not, because we're looking for stuff and we're having to mask other things off, and we're also got to get rid of some of the surface rust and give it a treatment. So we will be back when this has had some product put onto it. I just wanted you to see why the bumpers need to come off, why a lot of the things that you can see should have product on it, just to keep it alive for as long as possible. If you look on our website on mysuzuki.co.uk, there is a blog post about corrosion, and there's some photos of a car that we imported originally, probably about 2006, and 10 years later the owner got in touch with us and said, could you take it for an MOT? And it was awful. It was awful. The chassis, the MOT tester on the chassis leg was pushing like that, and his finger was going through, and everywhere his finger went through, we had to chase it right back looking for good metal to weld it. There was so much welding going on. But every single nut, every single bolt looked like it was going to be a horror story to take off. So anyway, we'll give you some shots when it is done and dusted. Okay, so just a quick one on the other side. Flipped open the brakes, just have a look at the condition in and around, and as you can see, it does want a little bit of attention, but it's not, this is not it's not a 2-minute job. It's quite a big strip down. Like I say, ideally all the cast parts of the caliper want to be dismantled, proper rubbed down, painted ideally would be best solution for this. It's not something that you can just fire in underbody product with a Schultz gun, because it's quite a scattergun process. That's why we mask everything off, and that's why we mask all the brakes off. Okay, so yeah, there you can see, got all the back of the discs. We've got right up under behind the back box. See that one better. Everything that had any bit of rust on, we've treated, and if nothing else, the diff looks like a new diff. Do you know what I mean? It's not looking tired. It's not looking dry and rusty. It's looking like it's just been fitted again. But not more importantly than that, it's going to last. It's going to last a long time. We've done all the arms. We've done everything that needed doing there. Front end as well. This is going to be super brief, because the owner is coming to pick it up on their way and they're imminent. I've got a couple more things I just wanted to finish off before they came. What I'm going to do, I'm going to spray underneath there where the jacks just rubbed it off. So I'm going to give a little bit of a respray where the jack, where the rubber pads were. But this is the reason to have the Dinitrol underbody treatment done. Dinitrol, that's my choice. Obviously there's other brands. Dinitrol's not cheap, but it's good. It's good. It's long lasting. It's well respected in the industry. It's going to last for, I would say you could leave this on 3-4 years before somebody has a good look at it now, because it's been done so comprehensively. The bumper's been off, the bumper's back on, the back box has been off, the front bumper's been off, the inner arches have been off, everything's been off, and it's done, it's dusted. And if nothing else, like I know I keep saying, but if nothing else, from behind, because it's a really nice lift on this car, it's higher, it's substantially higher, it's sat behind it, and that's what you see rather than a rusty old diff. Okay, so yeah, that is the short. It was going to be quite an impromptu one, but the more I looked underneath the car, more I looked at the inception of the corrosion, the tiny beginnings of the rust, a little bit of flakiness. The more important I thought this video might be to people, because this car, these cars, the new shape Jimnys, the Generation 4 Jimnys, cannot be newer than 2018, because that's when they came out. This car is 4 years old. This car was undersealed. This car was undersealed professionally with Dinitrol at one of their centres that they recommend. Again, not dissing anybody's work. I just think it could have been more thorough, and it became more and more apparent as we looked underneath, as we looked at the different parts that were just starting to show signs of to be honest, I'm not even sure how to put it. It's not heavy corrosion, it's not rust, I can't stress this enough, but it needs it. It's a nice car. These cars, people are keeping them. People are keeping them for a long time. If you're looking at this place like Australia, you might be scratching your heads and thinking, well, it's not really for us. Japan, it's not really for them. It's for the UK. It's mainly for the UK market, simply because we salt our roads. It's about time. It's about time we stopped. But until we do, then if you want to keep a car long term, if you want to keep its residual value for the next owner, you really need to invest in some underbody protection, which you're not going to see, apart from, as we were saying, maybe from behind. People who know will look underneath and think, wow, that looks good. But it's peace of mind. It's peace of mind that when you run it into a garage, they're not going to go look at it and think, oh, here we go, we've got to get the oxyacetylene out just to get a nut and a bolt off. It's still going to be the same old crack it with a socket and just wind it off. So, as I say, I know it sounds a bit long-winded this, but I can't stress enough, if you've got one of these, if you want to look after it, get some underbody protection put onto it. Until next time, we will be having another one of these, which we will do from scratch if people think it's worthwhile, so drop us a message. See you soon.